Welcome back to Takeout. Lawyers for the person accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk are asking to delay a preliminary hearing that is set for May. And here's why. Tyler Robinson's defense team, in a new development in this case, is arguing that it needs time to review alcohol, tobacco, and firearms analysis that they contend could not, that's a direct quote, could not connect a bullet fragment recovered during the autopsy of Kirk with the rifle found near the scene of the crime. Question, is this meaningful? CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins us now to help us answer that question. I always turn to you, Jessica, with some of our hardest legal questions. So, is this meaningful?
I think it's meaningful, but it's not everything. What we really mean here is not that the ATF was able to rule out any connection between the bullets found at the autopsy and the bullets found in the rifle allegedly associated with Tyler Robinson. All this means is that ATF wasn't able to conclusively link the bullets in the autopsy with the bullets in the gun, again, allegedly connected to Tyler Robinson. So this just means there wasn't enough to say, yes, they are the same, this is a link. And the thing I would caution, and I understand from experts in this area, is that matching bullets can actually be a difficult business, whereas the matching the cases to the bullets, because there's more evidence that's left, there's more markings, can be easier. So I know people read this and they think, well, then they got the wrong guy. And I'm here to say, I don't think this is the end of the prosecution's case. And it's not, again, an explicit rule out of any connection.
But it does give an able defense team something to probe and quite possibly present as one component of reasonable doubt at trial.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and this is something that occurs in trials where sometimes the prosecution has imperfect evidence for the prosecution. And that's exactly where, as you know, the defense comes in and they say, well, I know that the prosecution has tried to build all these blocks and get you to the finish line of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, but let's look at block number 3. There's some cracks there. And isn't that enough for reasonable doubt? We should, of course, remember, if this case does in fact go to trial, that really a win for the defense is convincing one defendant that there is reasonable doubt, because the prosecution has to build up the whole case, get proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and get a unanimous verdict.
Jessica, you can't solve this problem, neither can I, but there has been quite a bit of conspiratorial conversation about this case in some quarters of the far right in America. It's probably worth noting that this evidence, or lack thereof, does not enhance or underscore the validity of those conspiracy theories, but it probably gives them a little bit more oxygen.
You're right on all counts. We cannot solve this. And the best I think that we can do is exactly what you're asking me to do, which is just explain what this means in plain terms and not say whether or not we like this, whether or not this will be, productive. It's just, what does this mean for the case? And the thing I want to emphasize is this happens in a lot of cases where you aren't able to say for sure that there is a match of, sometimes it's bullets, sometimes it's different evidence like scientific evidence, maybe it's DNA evidence, maybe it's cell tower evidence where it puts somebody in the general area. So, but it doesn't conclusively place them in a specific spot. So it doesn't rule it out, and it doesn't say absolutely this was that person. And I think that's really just what we need to think about with respect to this piece of evidence. Again, I know there's so much out there and people make of this maybe something different than what it means, which is the ATF summary, we think, indicates no conclusive evidence that this is, in fact, the bullets found in the autopsy or the bullets found in the gun associated with Tyler Robinson.
You clear things up for us every single time, Jessica. My appreciation always. Thank you so much.